Welcome back into College Crossfire, the hottest debate show on the 40 acres. I'm your host, Zach Levin. Tonight we have a great show planned for everyone. First, let's meet the panel. On first base, we have the returning champ who replaced Herman, Mr. Sam Berman himself. Sam, how you doing?
It's great to be here, Zach. I gotta say, I'm hoping to keep the throne warm for next week, but I'm happy to be back on the show, and I'm excited to see what's up.
Well, we will see. Well, you were a rookie last week. We have a new rookie on in the second chair right here, Mr. David West. David, how you doing? Are you excited to be on the show?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm very excited to have you on the show. And on third, we have our woman champion from last semester, Miss Jaxie Pigeon. Jaxie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Ready to take another win for the ladies.
Okay, there it is. Well, great, and good luck to all. Well, what a turnaround it's been for the Texas men's basketball team. 2 weeks ago, it looked like Shaka Smart was red hot on the hot seat, but after a 5-game winning streak, including wins against 2 ranked opponents and a last-second buzzer beater in Norman last night, and now looks like the injured Horns are on track to sneak into the NCAA tournament. So, overall, what has your reaction been for the past 3 games? Anybody can jump in. David?
I gotta say, what I'm seeing from this Texas basketball team is a team that's playing inspired, playing for one another, a team that's really, they've had great guard play all season long, but I think that's come on for them as of late is their forward play. You know, the Ham brothers, I don't even eat pork, man, but I love I love the Ham brothers. So, Royce Ham and then Brock Cunningham, they've really come on as of late, and I think that forward play has really propelled them into, a possible tournament opportunity.
Over this stretch of wins, Andrew Jones has stepped up big time for the team as the team has been dealing with injuries. The redshirt junior is playing his first full season after beating cancer and proving why he was a highly touted recruit coming out of high school. So my question is, how can this team build around Andrew Jones, and can they build around Andrew Jones? David?
Yeah, I definitely believe in Andrew Jones. I think his story, of course, off the court, I feel like that galvanizes the entire UT community. And then on the court, he's with his play, 22 points two games ago, setting career highs. And I feel like that's really, galvanizing his teammates as well. So I really think, of course, you can build a team around Andrew Jones. However, I think you got to build this team around Brock Cunningham.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think you got to build a team around him. A freshman, forward, a bit undersized, but I like what I've been seeing. I feel like he's a great energy guy off the bench. Again, a freshman, so he has time to develop under Shaka Smart if he's still coaching here. And yeah, if I had to pick, I'm saying Brock Cunningham.
Yeah, definitely. Brock Cunningham has been a spark plug for this team, and a guy, like you say, he's only a freshman, so he can only keep improving. But his hustle has really led to being a fan favorite, honestly, in Austin. Jaxie?
I think they very well could build a team around Jones. However, it's never ideal to build a team around one player. With injuries being a pattern for this Texas team, I think it's more important now than ever to work on having more of a team that's well-rounded rather than just that one player. And don't get me wrong, Jones has showed his leadership capabilities as well as his scoring and rebounding abilities, which definitely helps set the tone for the team. However, it's important, very important to have a versatile roster that doesn't just rely on one player.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Andrew Jones is a great player, but like you said, you need to build more pieces. That's why the Greg Brown comment before was a great comment, because you can't just rely on one guy to get you 20 plus every single night. You're not going to have a winning formula there. After that round, we have Jaxie with 4, David with 5, and Sam with 4. We move on now from men's basketball to women's basketball. Last week, the Lady Longhorns picked up 2 wins in Big 12 play after a stretch of losses. Tomorrow, the team will face number 2 Baylor in Waco after getting blown out of the gym earlier in the year at the Frank Irwin Center. So, how can the Longhorns keep the Baylor game a close contest? David or Jax, you want to jump in first?
For me, I think just keep executing what's working thus far. I feel like with Texas women's basketball, what they have here is a healthy balance of team leadership from their upperclassmen in Joyner and Sutton. And I feel like they also have that young, ferocious tenacity in their underclassmen, talking about Taylor and Audrey Warren, she's also been phenomenal. Again, lower classmen, and I feel like they've been playing great all season. So I think having that healthy balance of veteran leadership and an upcoming ferocious underclassmen, I feel like that could really mesh. You could take that to Waco and definitely get a victory.
On to the last question now. Last week, Texas softball traveled all the way to California and had a very impressive showing. The team won 4 out of 5 games. The highlight of the weekend was the team picking up 2 key wins against 2 of the top teams in the country in Washington and UCLA, 1 and 2. The team is off to a 20-3 start. So my question is, what were the keys to beating UCLA and Washington for the Longhorns, David?
Yeah, I definitely think this team is starting to really recognize that offensive prowess that they can have on the rest of the nation. Like you guys mentioned, Lauren Burke, home runs in both matchups against both UCLA and Washington. So, and she being from Oregon as well, I guess maybe a West Coast home advantage going on there. But yeah, she's been phenomenal. I think her alongside with, like you guys mentioned, Ellish, I think they have a great team moving forward, and I think they can do some damage as well.
Yeah, no,